Here's your First Warn Weather forecast first, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Well, we have been pretty much stacked in the cloud cover for much of the afternoon, and that trend is something that'll continue as we go through the rest of tonight. Clouds will be slow to clear here as we head through the overnight. As a result, we really have not had much movement in those temperatures from where we started off at in the morning to where we ended up at here this afternoon. We're at 49 in Rockford, 48 in Freeport, Janesville, Monroe, and same thing down in Rochelle and DeKalb. The wind has been a little on the gustier side from the northwest, pushing that wind chill factor down into the low 40s. We will hang on to the cloud cover for the better part of the night. Notice our temperatures don't really drop much here as we go through the night. And with that and some lingering moisture, wouldn't be surprised if we see some areas of fog develop again going into tomorrow. Just how long that'll last into Friday afternoon, coming up in the First Warn forecast a little later.
Right now at 5, the Winnebago County coroner identifies the victim of a deadly car accident. The man killed while in his wheelchair at a Rockford intersection. The second Rockford abortion clinic prepares to open, how it hopes to improve access to family planning services here in the state line. And a new YMCA branch opening on Rockford's west side. Staff say it will offer crucial services to an often overlooked area.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. Mimi is off tonight. New at 5, the Winnebago County coroner identifies the man killed in a traffic accident after being hit while in his wheelchair. The coroner has ID'd the man as 34-year-old Julius Hollis of Rockford. Monday night, police say around 9:35, Hollis was hit by a car and killed at the intersection of West State and Bayless Avenue. He was taken to a local hospital where he died from his injuries. Police confirm the driver stayed at the scene. Rockford police say the accident, though, is still under investigation. Winnebago County Sheriff's deputies are investigating after a fatal crash in Loves Park that happened around 5:30 last night. 3 cars were involved in this near the intersection of Forest Hills Road and Pleasant Valley Boulevard, just north of the Forest Hills Country Club. According to a coroner report, a pickup truck rear-ended a van, causing that van to collide with the third car. 5 people were taken to the hospital with injuries from the crash, including a 2-year-old child riding in the van who died due to their injuries. The second child is in critical condition, and 3 adults suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Now, officials say the accident, too, is under investigation. A second abortion clinic in the city of Rockford is preparing to open. Midwest Reproductive Health is located near the intersection of State and Alpine. That's where Eyewitness News reporter Blake Dietz went today, and he spoke with staff. And Blake, you talked to them. They say these services are essential to provide.
Yeah, that's right, Wendell, and even more essential in the wake of Roe v. Wade being overturned in 2022. Illinois has become what Midwest Reproductive Health Clinic Executive Director Allie Kliegman describes as a surge state, seeing an influx of thousands seeking reproductive care coming from other states. Kliegman says the need is one of the reasons Midwest Reproductive Health was opened, but she says it's more than just abortions.
It's not just about abortion. Like, we also are going to be a trusted provider for people who want to come and get any care related to their sexual health, and, we'll be there. They'll know us. They can keep coming back and developing a relationship. And also, we are working to develop relationships with community partners, with support services.
You can hear more from clinic administrators on the growing number of clinics in Illinois coming up in the full story at 6. Wendell.
Pardon me. Thank you, Blake. The medical debts of more than 52,000 Illinois residents have been erased. Governor Pritzker says more than $72 million of debt was eliminated through the state's medical debt relief pilot program. Governor Pritzker signed the legislation earlier this year. The goal is to erase nearly $1 billion of medical debt, eventually affecting 340,000 people here in Illinois. The amounts of eliminated debt per person range from $1,300 to more than $200,000. People who receive the medical debt relief will be notified by mail starting next week. In a statement, the governor said, quote, "We're just getting started, and my administration remains dedicated to bringing this relief to vulnerable communities across the state," end quote. Today, the YMCA of Rock River Valley cut the ribbon on its newest branch, 4 years in the making. The Good Shepherd Y is located on Rockton Avenue, across the street from West Middle School. The building was formerly the Lutheran Church of Good Shepherd before being donated to the Y back in 2020. Construction started 9 months ago to transition it to a Y, costing nearly $4 million. Before construction, the Y hosted remote learning and college readiness programs out of the building. Officials say they're glad to bring essential services to a neighborhood that needs them.
This community has experienced so much has moved farther and farther east from this community, and so we've been really grateful to be able to put something back in and a resource back in. And the vision for this place is really to be a place that's for all, for everyone to experience welcoming and belonging.
Good Shepherd Y has a fitness center, exercise studio, and a gym, as well as many rooms for community programs. The branch will open to members Monday, November 18th. Youth and teen services start December 2nd. After exactly 1 year since closing, the Rockford Art Museum is back open to the public. The Art Museum closed to complete $6 million in HVAC renovations. Those renovations will allow the museum to better take care of its artwork, ensuring it stays in good condition. Now the Art Museum is back open with 2 exhibits. Just outside the gallery is a new children's art space called Young Masters. It offers a space for children to be creative and enjoy guided activities. Inside the gallery is a showcase of more than 100 pieces, all part of the museum's permanent collection.
The importance of this exhibition is that it is from our permanent collection, which is owned by the public. We are not a private collection, so we do get all of these pieces into our collection that are owned by the community.
To celebrate its reopening, the Art Museum is offering free admission through Sunday, sponsored by several donors and community organizations. Six Flags Great America in Gurnee is getting a glow up on its 50th birthday. The park's parent company is spending an estimated $1 billion to enhance theme parks across the nation over the next 2 years. There will be a new dive coaster opening at Great America next season, and Six Flags will also upgrade its kids area and dining options. Great America first opened in 1976. Tonight, the nominees are now final for this year's Excalibur and Excelsior Awards. The awards honor individual and organizations exemplifying excellence in community service. For the Excalibur, the finalists are Elaine Breck, Antonio Ramirez, and Kelly Richel Bailey. And for the Excelsior Awards, it's Discovery Center Museum, the University of Illinois College of Medicine Rockford, and the Superhero Center for Autism. The winners will be announced at a ceremony in December. And we are once again recognizing remarkable women in our community. Nominations are now open. We're looking for remarkable women who have made a difference in 3 areas: self-achievement, community contribution, and family impact. So take your phone right now, come to your screen and scan this flow code right now on your screen, or you can actually click on the community tab on our website and submit your remarkable woman story. Coming up after the break, lawmakers are divided on future policies for EVs, electric vehicles. Congressmen looking to reevaluate environmental standards to boost the automotive industry. And coming up at 6, public service workers across Illinois demanding better pensions. Younger workers say they don't have the same retirement security as their peers.
Well, we're getting into the season where we see a fair amount of cloud cover, and today has been no exception. A slow climb in those temperatures from this morning to this afternoon. But we're going to look at why we tend to see a little more cloud cover this time of year and when there may be some peaks of sunshine coming up a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
In Washington, D.C., lawmakers are split on the future of vehicle emissions standards. Congressional Republicans and President-elect Trump are taking a hard look at EPA regulations. Rashad Hudson explains.
A key piece of President Biden's legacy is on the chopping block. And I think that's what President Trump is going to bring, is a good dose of common sense to improvements in environmental standards.
New York Congressman Nick Langworthy says many of President Biden's climate goals, like stricter tailpipe emissions and the push toward electric vehicles, need to be reevaluated.
We can improve our environment, but while not shackling the U.S. economy.
West Virginia Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito wants to repeal the parts of the Inflation Reduction Act that deal with climate change.
A lot of what they have in there is spending on green bank and environmental justice.
Now that Republicans control Congress, Capito believes they can make major changes to President Biden's environmental policies,
clawing back some of the regulatory areas that we've seen the Biden administration overreach.
And Tennessee Republican Senator Bill Hagerty says Trump supports the technologies.
He's just against an overreaching bureaucracy that tries to dictate the behavior and control Americans.
But Delaware Democratic Senator Chris Coons says the U.S. must increase electric vehicle manufacturing.
I think there is a clean energy transition underway worldwide. The Chinese are currently the dominant global manufacturer of electric vehicles.
Coons says he remains optimistic Congress will work in a bipartisan way to keep car climate goals. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
Here in the state line, it was a cloudy, breezy fall day. Candace King will let us know when we could see some sunshine. And what about the weekend? Her forecast is next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, anyone else have a slow time trying to get going with the rain we had last night, the fog this morning, and the cloud cover for much of this afternoon? And those clouds, something that'll stay in place here as we go throughout the night tonight. We take a live look with our Mercial SkyTrack camera here on top of the Supply Corps building overlooking downtown Rockford. Plenty of cloud cover to be had, and we're really not going to see that break up much here as we go through the rest of this evening and likely through the overnight, despite some drier air moving in behind the rain showers we had late last night and very early this morning. You can see how those clouds extend up to the northwest. Now, you may be thinking, all right, well, we've had some cloudy days, we've had some sunshine too, but we're getting into that season where we tend to see a little more cloud cover over the next couple of months. Sunshine hard to come by, and we may see a little more cloud cover over the next 7 days. So why is that? Why do we tend to get more cloud cover this time of year? Well, you have to look at the sun angle. There's a couple of factors that play into this. Our sun angle a lot lower as we get through the colder months than it is in the summertime, so it's harder to really kind of allow that mixing to take place and really warm things up. And the end result of that, we end up with more temperature inversions. That's where you end up with warm air over top of cold air. The reverse tends to happen in the summertime, where we can have some colder air, which allows more mixing and rising, and you get those puffy cumulus clouds. Well, when you end up with these temperature inversions, that colder air trapped near the surface below that warm air doesn't allow the mixing to take place, and oftentimes when you get these low stratus clouds, you've got moisture, or if you end up with moisture down near the surface, that can lead to some fog. And I think we may see that take place again tonight. So don't be surprised tomorrow morning if you see some fog redevelop. 49 our temperature in Rockford, 48 in Rochelle, Freeport 48 in Monroe. And with that cloud cover, it has not allowed our temperatures to rise much. In fact, we started off in the 40s here this morning and only made it up to 51 degrees. Yes, that's above average, but our temperature spread from the morning to the afternoon only 3 degrees. 43 for us tonight. Temperatures may actually end up a bit warmer, especially if we don't see any of that cloud cover clear out. We'll see how those numbers trend here through this evening. You've got some fog tomorrow morning. Clouds may actually be slow to clear through the afternoon, and once again, that'll keep our temperatures in the low 50s. We can actually see that cloud cover in place here on Futurecast. Now, by 1 o'clock, Futurecast really excited and wants to clear us out. I think this trend is a little slower from what we're actually showing here on Futurecast. So we may see that cloud cover last a bit longer into tomorrow afternoon. As we start to clear out skies Friday night going into Saturday, winds will turn back around to the south. Guess what? We've got some warmer air coming in, so that may lead to that temperature reversion again and allow some cloud cover and maybe some fog as we hold on to some moisture redevelop again. Cold front comes in. It's a weak one late Saturday into Sunday, may provide us with a small passing shower or two as we hold on to some cloud cover again going into Sunday. But notice the temperatures will be warming as we go into the weekend, so we'll continue with that warming trend. We'll see that also last into early next week, but Wendell, there are some signs that are pointing to a pattern change. It's just a matter of how cold we could get during that time frame, but notice the drop in temperatures back down into the low 40s.
Thank you very much, Candace. Scott's up next with sports. The Bears' new offensive coordinator doesn't have time to ease into his new job. We're going to hear from him next.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
What a week for Bears' new offensive coordinator Thomas Brown to make his debut calling plays, right? Packers week against a very good Packers defense. So how does he begin to breathe some life into this Bears offense that hasn't scored a touchdown the last 2 weeks? How does he help Caleb Williams stay upright and read the Packers defense, which will no doubt bring a lot of blitzes? And how does he gain the trust of the Bears players on offense?
Here's what I say about fixing the problem. So it starts every day we walk in the building. What I said to the team today and to our offensive staff and players is two things you control when you walk in the building. It's your effort and your attitude. So it starts there first, right? How we approach the meetings, being detailed, being locked in, and then transferring that to the actual practice field, being intentional about the walkthrough, but also making practice as hard as humanly possible so the game can somewhat become easier.
Hey, I like what I'm hearing there. Jaquan Pritzker will not play again Sunday, and he could be done for the season. He's been placed on injured reserve. He is still battling the effects of a concussion. Well, I like it when good things happen for good people, and there was one of those moments today at Rockford Lutheran High School. Before the girls' basketball practice began, Athletic Director Dale Purvis gathered the team around for a special announcement. He let them know that head coach Joni Carlson has been selected for induction into the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame, and that will happen next spring. Coach Carlson was understandably emotional. Her players were excited. Several family members were there to enjoy the moment with her. Coach Carlson had no idea this news was coming. Quite the surprise. Carlson has been coaching Lutheran since 2003. Her teams have won 71% of their games.
It's just very humbling. You know, I started my career pretty young, I think 25 years old or so. It's rewarding not just for me, but for all the kids and the great players I've had and the families and coaching staff that have been around me all these years. You know, as a coach, you know it's never just about you.
I'm extremely happy. She definitely deserves it. She's put so much time and effort into all of us and each one of us, and I'm so proud of her.
It was a great day all the way around for the Carlson family because Joni's daughter, Sydney, was also named an all-region soccer player for Rock Valley College. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Well, we've got the cloud cover in place, and that'll stick with us through the better part of tonight and into tomorrow. We may actually end up with some fog again tonight. Now, our temperatures in the 40s are not going to drop off much. We'll stay in those mid-40s through the night and into tomorrow, climbing into the low 50s for our Friday. We'll gradually see things clear out as we head through Friday afternoon. Small chance for a shower late Saturday. Temperatures close to 60 by Sunday.
Thank you, Candace. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again at 6.